we want to introduce to you such a wonderful, sweet woman who we've had the pleasure to meet and converse with about singles on Long Island, and she's the expert. So without further ado, Gail Adams from 7inHeaven.
Hi, Gail.
How are you,
Welcome.
Thank you so much for coming in today. I know this weather is for the birds, and we actually had Gail scheduled for the big snow day last week. So,
oh, right, we had to reschedule.
Yeah,
right,
we had to move her up to this week so that everybody got here safely and we didn't have any problems.
Yeah, thank you for making time, in your schedule for this week. Appreciate that.
This is fun.
Yeah, it is fun. It is fun.
We do tend to have a good time, even when we're not supposed to. So, Gail, speaking of that, you create good times for people all over Long Island, but specifically single people all over Long Island. What would make you even begin to want to start something like that? That's quite an undertaking.
I myself was married 22 years, so
okay.
When I came out of being single, came out of a long-term marriage and became single.
Yes.
It was, as I've written, like landing in a foreign country. And, I was 19 years old when I met my husband. So, when
you didn't have much experience in the dating
I
world.
thought I did. I was like, oh, I'm back. But
she's so cute.
No, it was sort of like, I'm back. Okay, what do I do?
Right.
Yeah.
And it was kind of scary. And, so I tried different things. I tried online dating. And that seemed like really hot at first. Like, oh, you could line up all these dates, but then, you wind up lining up all these dates with weirdos. You go out and meet them.
Sure, I can imagine. It's really,
and
really
as a single,
scary.
I was going to say, that's very uncomfortable because I was single for a lot of years. And it's, you don't know who you're going to meet. And obviously the internet's a very big world. And people aren't always what they represent.
Right.
So
I always say it's a good tool, but you shouldn't use it as your only tool.
No.
And so that's what. So then I started to do other things. I said, oh, let me try other things. I went to single events, and so I went to some single events, and they were not run very well. And I was making remarks about it. My friends said, Gail, you could do this. I went, I could. So
it was almost like on a dare or a challenge.
It was.
I love that, right?
And and so I did this, and it was my little part-time job, and then. In 2006, I lost my dad. I lost the job. So I was like, it was a crazy year. So then I said, you know what? I'm just going to chill out for a while, and I'm going to make this little part-time job my full-time job, for a while.
Right.
And that's what I did. And then I kept going and adding more things. And I started with just speed dating.
Right.
Because that's why I called it 7inHeaven. Because
you used to go in the closet.
7. Well, no, I didn't go in the closet.
I remember going in the closet.
Yes, a lot of people don't know what 7inHeaven, what the reference is. It's not.
Right.
It doesn't have anything to do with heaven, Christianity, or anything like that. What it has to do is a silly little game we played when we were children.
Yes.
Like spin the bottle.
I think we still play it in my house.
Right. Yes, spin the bottle, and you would take the person in the closet for 7 minutes. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I just thought it would be a cute little thing to put with speed dating to reference the 7 minutes in speed dating. And I successfully, came along doing these speed dating events, and I was getting bored with it. And I said, life is not just about speed dating. Let's try other stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
so I started putting other stuff on the calendar.
Well, how does speed dating work? You mentioned 7 minutes. Are you actually with somebody 7 minutes?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
you have to talk to everybody in the room for 7 minutes.
Wow, that's
whether you like them or not, you have to talk to them.
But that's a nice amount of time to be able to kind of figure out whether or not you have any kind of synchronicity with that person.
Absolutely.
You can't just say like, hi, I'm Karen, and this is what I do. Hi, I'm Bob, and this is what I do. Yeah, you're pretty. Yeah, you're not. Okay, gotta go. And that's not enough time. Like at least those 7 minutes, you can have real conversations and try to really get to know who it is that you're talking to. So that I like that.
Well, I like it too. Well, I like the whole idea, but I also like it that a lot of these people are pre-screened. So it's not like you're going to the subway in Manhattan and having 7 minutes in heaven with people.
Right.
She's orchestrating it and putting it together. So I would feel, if I was a single woman, I would feel much more, comfortable and safe walking into that environment because you're also there as sometimes a little bit of a
Chaperone?
bouncer,
Yes,
right?
I like to refer to that.
Yeah.
I play bouncer at my events.
Yeah.
right.
Bad little boys and girls that drink too much, get sloppy.
Sure.
Oh,
So that's
you kick 'em
that
out.
would
Little
make me
me.
feel good.
Yeah, that's it.
Out the door.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
5 feet 10 inches, right? 4 feet 10
She's not going to take any crap from anybody.
That's it.
No, I
Get
know.
it out.
Yeah.
I like it.
Good
I
for
like
you.
it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And you plan all these amazing events now. I was reading like bowling,
Oh, yeah.
nature walks, museums, wine. Like I would love that activity just to be a part of something like.
Yes.
And it's great
Sounds
if
like
you
fun,
get to
yeah, for
right.
sure.
If you
I
get
like
to
the
meet
pool
somebody.
speed pool. What was that about? So
Oh, yeah, we just did that this weekend.
yeah, I saw that.
We were in Island Park at the Hub. We teamed 2 ladies up on a pool table, and then we teamed 2 guys up. And so then you play with the guys double 7, 14 minutes,
Okay.
and then we move them along, and then another pair of guys comes along, and then you play with
That's
them.
pretty fun, you
So
know.
you get
I
to meet
love that.
everybody that way.
I think
Yeah, we
that's
had
great.
about 35 people. So, do the math when they set up and organize like that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they have a
I
ball.
think it takes the awkwardness out of it completely
Absolutely.
because you're playing a game.
Yeah, it's
You got to
fun.
focus on something, and it's kind of like who cares in a way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to me, I would have loved. If I was single again, I would have
To do
loved
those
that
things, yeah.
because it would have given me something to do. You don't just want to
I think
stand
we
at a
should
bar
just
and
go
drink.
Anyway. I would like to go.
We don't fit the requirements.
Right. Well, maybe we could be special guests, and just kind of go.
I don't think they'd like that.
Yeah,
But,
all right. Maybe
I
next
think
time.
it's so much better than you just, people sitting at a bar and just drinking. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then or you're waiting for somebody to buy you a drink, then they want to buy you a drink, you don't want
Yeah,
them
yeah,
to buy
yeah,
you a
yeah,
drink, then it's a problem. But this is like such a great, fun way
Yeah.
to break the ice. And you
That's
don't feel
exactly-
awkward coming by yourself because you're going to do something. It's not
Sure.
like you're just going to sit there like,
Boom, boom, boom.
right.
Yeah.
Right, and I do try to pick restaurants, not bars, for that
Right.
reason.
Right.
It's more of a, yes, you might start the event at a bar in a restaurant, but I stay away from the scrubby W bars.
Well, I
Right,
think also
right.
psychologically, when you're in a bar, you're kind of like a different person. You have this different head as opposed to being in a restaurant.
Right.
You have
Absolutely.
this, I guess, I don't want to say like persona, but you have this like,
Yeah, it's
different kind of
I agree.
attitude,
I agree.
for sure.
I agree. And
So-
especially and then if you're going bowling and
Right.
you're going, like to me, that's great. Now,
Yeah.
how did you come up with all these? You just,
I do a lot of research on longisland.com, and I look up what other, things are doing, what to do on Long Island, things like that, and I come up with these ideas, yeah.
that's great.
I
It's
love it.
great. And you always keep it fresh and new. So what's going on for the big Valentine's Day?
Big
right?
V-Day.
The big
Oh,
V Day.
well, we have a dinner dance just for singles. Sorry, girls. Can't bring the husbands.
yes, true.
But yes, we
Where's
have
that?
That's going to be in Plainview at the Residence in Marriott.
Okay, nice.
And it's from 6:30 to 10:30. You get an Asian wok meal individually cooked for you.
Oh, how
We'll have
cute.
a-
See,
I want
I
to
love
get
that.
the cook
you
a
should
nice.
do this for married people.
Yeah.
Because we would love to go something like
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah, it'd be so much
Yeah,
fun.
dinner
It would be
dancing,
hilarious.
and and I have suggested age group tables, and it's suggested, not mandatory. So I have like a 30-something, to 40-something age group, and so on and so
But
forth.
I think that's important because you don't want
They
some
walk in, they
old
don't know where to
freaky
go.
guy
Right.
trying to hit on some young chick.
Yeah.
You have to have some sort of balance, and I think that that's important
Mm-hmm.
because I think one of the things you mentioned that I thought was really hit home was the fact that you do have that difference with the men's mentality, like they want somebody young, and the women want somebody their own age or somebody
Right.
that can keep up with them. And then there's this kind of in between where it gets lost. Sort
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
Is that hard to juggle with people? Because, people don't want to hear the truth sometimes. Like, a 60-year-old man, a 30-year-old girl's really not going to be that attracted to
No.
them, although they think they are.
Yes, they do.
And I know I'm getting heat from somebody right now through the camera.
Here's the thing with men. I find that if a woman looks good and she has a young, vibrant personality,
Yeah.
they're not going to care about what age she is.
Right.
All right, but that's why you do better in person than online.
Correct.
All right, because you're not judged by numbers and statistics on paper. You're getting to be you in front of you. And I know we had a discussion earlier about short men. Okay,
Yes.
or you right?
Right.
Okay, the short guys do fabulous at my events.
Oh,
Yes.
see,
Because
look
they
at
get
that.
to be them, and they
Right.
start to overlook the fact that they're 5'6", 5'7".
Right,
right,
Okay,
right.
Sure.
and
Good
you know,
point.
Yeah.
Good point.
I think that's wonderful. Yeah.
We're going to ask you some more questions as soon as we come back because I just got the sign. We have to take a little commercial. So
Oh.
we'll see you. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't leave.
we got
I got
carried
lots
away
of questions.
talking. Yes.
It's like we were
That's
better the
true.
first day.
It's so much fun. But we were just talking to Gail about another aspect of your business, which is the matchmaking side of it. So instead of having to go, to a big group thing, if you're more into, not being into the social scene,
Yeah,
then
that
you have a
personal, more
solution
personalized attention.
for them.
Right.
How does that work?
Well, it works different than, obviously, like you said, the events. And it works different than online dating, although similar, because we do present profiles to you of screened applicants.
Okay.
And then from there, you can decide whether or not you want to go out on a date with that person. Unlike other matchmakers, we only charge for the dates that you actually step out on. Traditionally, matchmakers take thousands of dollars from you up front.
Oh,
And then they
sure.
say, okay, I'm going to set you up on X amount of dates for that money. So here, what we
Oh,
do...
that's like that millionaire matchmaker. What's her name?
Oh,
Patty?
yeah, she
Yeah,
takes like
Yeah,
thousands,
yeah.
thousands.
Well, she does
Yeah.
all the millionaires
Right.
and whatever that.
The-
And I
the
guess there's no
matchma-
guarantee either, like you're going to meet somebody when you put
No.
out that kind of money.
Right.
Whereas
exactly.
with you know you're meeting somebody.
Right, and
Yeah.
these are screened applicants, so that, and I do mean screened, so you're not meeting people blindly like you would online.
Right.
And we write the profiles for these people, not the people. So,
Okay.
The information we're presenting is accurate.
Right.
It's not made up stuff like the internet says.
Sure, sure.
So, we present it, and then after that, you decide, and if the two parties want to go out on a date, then they're both invoiced $75 for that date.
Oh, that's not
And
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not bad, and we actually even help you. We find a restaurant to go to the date, and we set that
And
up
do
for
they
you.
pay Dutch or like?
Well,
how does
yeah,
that
that's
work?
we still suggest that the guys pay.
Right.
For the first date, you still
Yeah.
got to make an impression, guys.
yeah.
So
yeah, step up your game.
yeah. Now
Yeah.
I don't insist that they have dinner the first time. They can go for drinks and appetizers. That's fine.
Right, sure. And like even if they just wanted to do a movie or something, you don't really suggest movies for first dates, right?
No,
No,
think
because
about
you're not
movies.
interacting.
You already knew that when you said that.
Yeah, I
you
was
were
like,
thinking
I
about
thought
that. You're not
about it. I
going
was
to be
Yeah.
like, yeah, no,
having
you could go to a
conversations like
movie.
shh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Yeah, you won't
Right.
get to know somebody very
No,
well.
you're not interacting.
No.
You know what's
Unless
good?
you know.
Good fun dates stuff like a young couple could go to like Dave and Buster's. Something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
interactive,
fun. I like Dave and
or-
Buster's.
That's
Yeah.
a fun date.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not
Yeah.
too expensive. It's something most people can afford to spend, a couple hours at Dave and Buster's.
And they're having fun.
and get to know each other. That's
Right.
great.
Do we want to show some of the pictures that we have?
Well, I do want to show the pictures of Gail's events, just so you can get an idea of what it is that they look like when they're out. So you have all different kinds of events there. So basically, that's a full array of everything she does. But where you're really going to get all the information about the
Right.
different programs Gail offers is on her website, and her website links are on our website. But Gail, if you want to just tell them now what your website is, that would be great.
www.7inheaven.com and use the number, not the word.